Hey guys, so in this tutorial I want to show you how we can install AWS CLI command line tool for your Mac terminal. So if you guys don't know what AWS CLI tool is, it's basically a way to connect to all the AWS services within your AWS account. There are other ways to connect to those resources. For example, you can use the AWS Management Console by signing in from in your account using a web browser. You can also use SDK packages, for example, like Borrow 3 to connect to AWS from Python. For the purpose of this tutorial, we are gonna see how we can connect to AWS using AWS CLI tool. Alright, so let's get started here. So I'm in my terminal, and if I let's say type AWS and press enter, I see this error, and the bash is telling us that AWS is not found because it is not installed. So in order to install AWS CLI tool, first we need to go to we need to get that, right? So I'm gonna do AWS CLI download, and then I'm gonna go to this link here, and here basically what it's telling us is that there are two versions of AWS. There are version 1 and version 2, and you wanna install version 2 since it's the most updated one. And also depending on which operating system you are using, you wanna get that software from there. So I'm using my Mac here, so I'm just gonna click on Mac here, and then we are gonna install it through the GUI installer. There are also options for command line all user and then command line current user, but we are just going to go ahead with a GUI package. So I am going to click on this link and then allow to download. So it's already downloaded, so I'm gonna go here, click on the package. So that brings us to this installer page, and then I'm gonna click continue, agree. So basically I'm just gonna follow the default setting, and then once this is done running, and then I'm gonna close it, move it back to trash. Alright, so I'm gonna go back to my terminal. Now if I press AWS and then -- version, I should be able to see a version number. So I see the version number, so it's 2.7.0, and it's using Python 3.9.11. Okay, so which means we were able to download AWS successfully. And now if I do just AWS, I should see something, right? So before we were seeing this command not found, but now we have like a version number here, which means bash is recognizing this command, and it's also giving us different output for just AWS. It's telling us what we can do using this command, and I'm not gonna go into more detail on how we can use AWS in here, but basically you wanna use this function a lot. Whenever you use this AWS help function, it will tell you what the next step is. So for example, if you wanted to use AWS S3, you could do AWS S3 and then help. That will tell you what are some of the flags or commands available after using AWS S3. Anyway, I'm just gonna clear here, So now that I've installed this package, I want to be able to connect this package with my account, right? Because if I do AWS S3 and then ls, I should, if we were connected, I should be able to see something here. But as you can see, it says unable to locate credentials because we have yet to set up our account. And it's also telling us you can configure credentials by running AWS configure. So let's do this. So once I do that, once I write AWS configure, it seems like they're asking us for access key ID, and basically I'll tell you what they're asking us. So they're gonna ask us for access key ID and then secret access key and then region, and then there's another final one. But what we need here is the access key ID and a secret access key, which we can get from our account. So what I'm gonna do now is that I'm gonna go to my account. I'm gonna do aws.amazon. I'm gonna sign in. I'm gonna sign in as root user. I have my password saved, and then sign in here. And I'm just gonna zoom in a bit here. I'm gonna go to IAM, and then I'm gonna go to users. So we have an user created here. I will create another tutorial about how we can go about and create an user here, but for now let's just say we have this user created, and if I click on here, the user have and if I go to security credential, and then so I have some, and I need to create an access key here. So I'm just gonna close one. So it seems like I already have two created, but I'm just gonna make one inactive so that I have I'm just gonna delete one of them because I need to create one at the moment. So I'm gonna create this access key, and then what I need here is this access key and then this secret access key. So I'll show you how we can accomplish that. So I'm gonna copy this, and then I'm gonna go back here, and then I'm gonna paste it here. And now they're asking us for secret access key, which we can get from here. I'm gonna copy it, I'm gonna paste it here, and then they're gonna ask us for default region name. You have a choice here. You can either leave that or you can just choose your region. For me, I'm actually from US East. But anyway, I'm just gonna leave it blank for now. So I'm gonna say enter and enter. So now I have my account connected with terminal. So if I do clear, let's say how many S3 bucket do I have in my account. So I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna go to S3, actually S3, and then you could see that I have, these are the buckets I have, right? I have these 10 buckets, and if I go back here and if I do AWS S3 ls, I should get the list of those 10 buckets. I'm just gonna zoom out a bit so that you guys can see. Alright, so these are the 10 buckets I have, and if you match the name, you should be able to see that they are exactly the same list of buckets, right? Okay, so that's pretty much what I have, And since and also one thing for sure, when you create this account, or because the only reason I was able to access a list of these buckets is because I created my IAM, that user I created, Masoom, here. This guy has administrator access, which means that he has access to S3 read-only as well, which is why this user was able to read the list of bucket names from S3. I'll talk about this in a future tutorial. I'll also post some link related to this topic on the top right here. But for now, that's pretty much what I have for this tutorial. Alright, so thank you guys. Thank you for listening, and if you like this tutorial, please leave a like and subscribe to get more tutorials. Thank you.